What's up, guys? So this is kind of a new video for me, as this is my first long form video. I've been wanting to make some of these for a while, but I've been waiting for something special, and today we are going to review the HK MR223. Of course, this is the MR223 A3 variant, which is basically a civilian version of the HK 416 A5. It comes out of the box with a slimline buttstock, comes with a ambi safety selector on both sides of the receiver. It features a A5 trigger guard, ambi bolt release, as well as an ambi mag release on the left side of the receiver, and of course your regular AR-15 bolt release and mag release. And inside it features a semi-automatic MR carrier with a MR bolt, which are identical to 416 bolts, but the carrier are different, as the 416 is a full auto carrier, or the MR223 carriers are semi-automatic and feature a block. Now, another thing that is really neat about this rifle is it has a heavy profiled chrome lined barrel. Now, this is something that is really important for most people, and HK USA or the HK MR556s still do not to this day feature a chrome lined barrel. Now, in my personal opinion, it's not that big of a deal, for the simple fact that we are not supposed to shoot full auto with these rifles. Now, of course, we can always convert them. We can always add 416 parts to them and have FRTs or even a drop-in auto sear to be able to function in a rifle like this. People feel it's important for most rifles to have a lined barrel. Now, the MR223 A3 usually comes in two different colors. You have this RAL 8000 color. It also comes in black. It does come in three different barrel lengths. It comes in the 11-inch, a 14.5, which is what I have here, but also a 16-inch variant. There's a couple things wrong with this rifle, in my opinion, that are not the price, which we will go over afterwards. First thing that I do not like is the fact that out of the factory, it does not come with an adjustable gas block. It has a vented gas block, which usually in most cases will do the job, but if you do shoot suppressed, which I do, an adjustable gas block would be nice, especially on a rifle of this price point. And the second thing that I actually hate about this rifle is going to be the handguard. Out of the box, it comes with this neat, I guess, HK handguard. It looks like key mod, but it is actually called HK. The problem with this rail is that it is proprietary to HK, which means that you're going to have to buy HK parts in order to be able to mount lights, optics, or even sling mounts. HK is really annoying because you have to buy the HK proprietary rails. Even in Europe, cost about 70 to 80 euros per rail piece, which is going to round about to 170 to 200 euros, which is going to make $250 here stateside. For us in the States, we're going to have to pay about, if you can even find them, about maybe $100 to $120 a piece, which is going to make it to like $280 to $300 just for two different rail pieces, just in order to mount a light, a sling up mount, or a laser, which in my opinion is a huge downside to this rifle, especially considering the price that we pay and that we're gonna have to throw more money into it just to be able to mount gear on our rifles. Now, this HK proprietary handguard is so bad or so hated even in Germany. The German military adopted the HK G95Ks, and originally they were delivered with this HK handguard, and even the German military said, hey HK, we love you guys, we support you, we buy all your guns, but you're gonna have to change this. You're gonna have to make something new because we don't want to do this. So HK did, and they came out with M-LOK, which are much nicer, and they are quick detach, which is a lot nicer than the screw. But yeah, this HK handguard is a pain in the ass. Personally, this rifle is pretty much naked to me other than the optics because of actually this handguard. I was not willing to spend extra money to be able just to mount things on here. Recently, I got a hold of a German HK M-LOK rail. It's on its way and will be replaced. Now, of course, we are going to talk about the price. Obviously, when you're buying HK, you know you have to pay to play. In the States, these rifles are selling for around $45,000 to $5,000, depending on the model and depending on the color. Black ones are going to be cheaper, but keep in mind, these are rifles that were imported. They were previously banned for import by the ATF, but somehow they have made their way here, and I'm absolutely here for it. Of course, I paid a pretty penny for this rifle, and obviously they have collector value. They aren't cheap in Europe either, as they retail about 3,000 euros, depending on your country. You can find them used, especially in Switzerland, for a little less, but most of the time they're going to cost you around 3,000 euros in Europe, maybe 2,500, which rounds about to $3,500 to $4,000 here in the States. So price point, with this being imported and with the tariffs and shipping, the prices are not so much different than in Europe. Something to note on this rifle is it is a MR223, but it does in fact shoot 5.56. HK are basically playing a name game, and they call this the MR223 because in Europe you are not allowed to own military or NATO spec calibers. So everything including 5.56 and 7.62 by 51 are no-go because those are NATO calibers. HK basically just made a 416 chamber that accepts 5.56 and 223, but just called the MR223 as a 223 for the simple fact that they couldn't name it anything else. But this rifle has been performing extremely well for me, and I have been absolutely digging it, as it's been one of my dreams actually to own basically one of these MR223s. Even if I had an MR556, I've always wanted something that's been all German. I have the HK Gen 3 technically PMags that are German. These do not come with the rifle. You have to buy those separately, and in the US they also cost a pretty penny. But keep in mind, this rifle does accept regular PMags or regular Stay-Nag mags. Whatever you want to use, this rifle will use it, but I highly recommend getting at least one of these just to look cool. And for the PMags, you have different color options. Of course, you have this RAL 8000 one. I also own kind of this sandy one, I'm not sure what it's named, and also the black ones. Go ahead and do a little bit of more shooting with this gun so you can see how it shoots. But that does it on my review of the HK MR223. My honest opinion on this rifle is I personally absolutely love it because I am a HK fanboy and I have always wanted to have one of these. It is a dream rifle to shoot. It is super smooth. It is very accurate, but is it worth the price point? Well, in my opinion, it's absolutely not, depending on what you're wanting it for. If you are a collector and you have the money for it, you just want it and you want to collect it, you want to shoot it, I say go for it. Even if you're only wanting to collect it, I guess, just to have it on your wall, which I don't agree with because I think these rifles should be shot. I think that's fine as well. If you're looking to buy a rifle just because you're looking to train with it, you're looking to shoot with it a lot, I would not advise you to buy one of these unless you just have the money and you want to run a 416 as your rifle, which I think is also fair game, and the rifle will absolutely perform perfectly fine. I do think you can get a lot of good rifles for a lot cheaper, just like a Mark 18 or even, LMTs. They're a little cheaper than this if you really want a piston gun, or even the MR556s that are really nice. But in terms of the rifle itself, other than the handguard and the gas block that in my opinion need to be changed, the rifle is near perfect. I mean, it is a dream shooter. It is a dream gun to own. It's HK, it's cool, it's nice. That does it for my HK MR223 A3 review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do want to make more long form content, so please let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this video, or if you did not enjoy this video, just let me know why. Let me know how I can improve. I hope you enjoyed looking at this very cool rifle. I hope you get one for yourself. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.